Hi family, this is Coach Gabby and today I'm going to be talking about how to write a UK CV format for job applications. Okay, so due to popular demands, I've decided to make this video. This video you're going to understand how to write a UK CV format for job applications, most especially for those that are planning to relocate to the UK or those that are already in the UK and they are planning to apply for jobs very soon. So this video is really going to help you. All right, so before I dive into the topic for today, I would advise or I would encourage that you watch the previous video on how to write an ATS standard resume, and I also lay the foundation by explaining the differences between CV, cover letter and resume. You should also watch that video. This is going to really lay the foundation and you are going to understand everything I'm going to say here. So if you are yet to watch it, make sure you watch it and then you come back and watch this one, because it's really going to make sense when you follow the follow the steps and the basics to to this intermediate level. All right, so today I'm going to be talking about how to write a UK CV format. I hope that English is correct, right? Okay, so before I start, I would like you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go there and subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. Go and do that. No, don't wait till you finish the video. Go and subscribe to my YouTube channel now. Make sure you like, you comment and you share with your friends, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. So welcome back. So how to write a UK CV format for job applications. The first thing you should know about job applications in the UK is that CV is mostly accepted in the UK. In my previous video or my last 2 or 3 videos, I talk about the differences between CV and resume, and that was why I said you should go and watch that video. So in the UK, CV is mostly used, not resume. In other countries like Canada and America, resume can be used, but when it comes to UK, the most widely acceptable format is a CV format. And I shared in that last video that a CV encompassing and it entails every details about what you've done and both related and non-related jobs to that role, as long as you have work experience. They just want to know the works that you have done and the qualifications that you have and the things that you've done. They just want to know about it, unlike resume that is specific and tailored towards that job. So when it comes to applying for jobs in the UK, the first thing that should come to your mind is that you need a CV and not a resume. And once you know that you need a CV, the second thing that comes to your mind is the length. The length should be 2 pages or 3 pages long maximum, because your CV is going to be long because it's going to contain everything that you've done, both academic experience, your work experience, professional qualifications, research, everything that you've done, you are going to include it in your CV. So that's why it might be long, like 2 to 3 pages maximum, right? And the next thing you should note is that you shouldn't include pictures in your CV. Your picture is not needed in your CV except your employer asks you to add your pictures, but trust me, you don't need to add your pictures to your CV, because it can even be the reason why you won't get the job, because seeing your pictures can make them can just make your employers to make some decisions that might not favor you. So pictures are generally not needed on the CV, though some countries want you to add pictures to your CV, but when it comes to UK, you really don't need to add your pictures except your employer insists that you add your picture to your CV, but you don't need it. All right, after what you should also know about a UK CV format is that you don't title your CV as my CV or curriculum vitae. Instead, you use your name as the title. I've seen a lot of CVs or I've revamped a lot of CVs whereby people use curriculum vitae as the title of their CV. That's not professional enough. Your name, your surname should be the title of your CV and not curriculum vitae. We already know that it's a CV. We know that this is your curriculum vitae, so you don't need to repeat that as the title of your CV. So you just use your name and your surname. Another thing you should know about UK CV format is that everything should be arranged in reverse chronological order. That means that you have to start with you have to start from the most recent to the least recent. Like, let's say for example, you've worked many years of experience. You have to start with the most recent, maybe where you're working at the moment, or where you worked the last. If you are not working at the moment, you can add the position, the role, or the work experience of where you worked last. Then you continue like that to the least, or the one you did last. But that starts, I know that you understand that you have to start from the most recent to the least recent. Okay, from, let's say this is year 2023, so you keep going downwards like that, instead of starting from date. So it's just like starting from the highest to the lowest. I think that explains it all, right? So let me just talk about some of the structuring and formatting of a UK CV format. So when it comes to a UK CV format, I've talked about the length. The length is very important, 2 to 3 pages long. And the second thing you should also note is that the language you use in writing your UK CV format should be in British English, because that's the language that is mostly acceptable in the UK. They make use of British English. Unlike America, we have American English, we have British English. So when it comes to UK CV format, you make use of British English. Sometimes you have prioritize in this format, and one is American, one is British. So I think you get what I'm trying to say. So the language is very important, and to make it easier for you, you can just change the spell checking and edit it to British English standard, and that is going to help you to edit it in the language that is acceptable in the UK, right? Another thing is your personal information. Your personal information is very important. At least in all CVs, your personal information is important. So you have to add your name, your location, the country, country. If you have a country code, you can add it. Then your email address, your phone number, and your LinkedIn URL, or the link to your website, you can just add it. It's part of your personal information that is going to be very useful for your job application. And then after that, you move to the summary aspect. You move to your professional summary. Some call it career objectives. It depends on the kind of format that you are following, like the kind of path that you're following. For some people, they are building a career. For some people, they are just doing different work. So if you are building a career, you use career objective. But if you have done different kind of works, just go with personal and professional summary. And your professional summary has to be like 2 to 3 lines or 4 lines, just to talk about what you possess and how you intend to add value to the organization, just in short words. It doesn't have to be long. And then you move to your skill set, your skills. Core competencies are skills, the skills that you have, your hard skills, soft skills. You have to add it. It's very important. And then you move to your education. You add your education. You have to use the reverse chronological order that I talked about. That's from the most recent to the least one. So you have to start with the latest qualifications or degree that you have, and then like that. And you need not to have your primary school certification and all that. You can just start from the university level to masters and all that. And if you have other qualifications or educations that you took, maybe like diploma, then you can add it also, because in the UK they are more interested in all those things, your research and everything. So you can add it. And then you go to your work experience, your employment history. Then when talking about the work experience, you have to add your role, the name of the company, the location, your role, your title. So you have to add it with the date. You have to put the date. And when it comes to date, some people put some people just put 2013 to 2018. But I would advise that you put, you be specific about the month and the year. Let's say, for example, you can just put something like May 2018 to May 2023. You have to be specific about the month and the year. Don't just put here the years. You have to put the month and the years, okay? And then it has to be in a reverse chronological order, like I said, right? And then you also had your professional qualifications, training, certifications, awards. If you have all those things, add it. And then in the UK, they are more interested in your hobbies and interests, but make sure that the ones that you'll be adding is related to the job that you're applying for. So it's really going to help you. So you can just add the hobbies and the interests. Maybe you love games and you're applying for something that has to do with recreation and all that. So it's really going to be helpful. Or let's say you're applying for health care and all that. For your hobbies, you can just put something like you like caring for others, or you like health health talk, reading something that is related to health, watching health related films and all that. You can just add it as your kind of hobbies and it's related to the job. So I feel this is really going to help those people that are looking forward to getting jobs in the UK. So I hope all the points I've listed is really going to help you. And yes, that reminds me, when you are listing your duties and your responsibilities, make sure that you are using the right bullet points and use the right space. And when it comes to your headlines, when it comes to your the sectioning of your CV and everything that you're going to be writing, because you're going to section the professional summary, then your skills, the education, just like you are seeing on the screen, you are sectioning everything. So those headlines can be in 14, the size can be size 14 or 16. You bold it, and you can use fonts like Arial, Times Roman, Calibri, Cambria. You can use all those kind of fonts that can be read, right? And then for your words, apart from the subheadings and the headlines, you can use for other size for other contents, you can just use size 12 or size 10, so that everything will not be big, just the headlines, and everything is going to stand out. Just look at the one I'm showing you on the screen. Very neat and very well arranged and good formats. So if you can just follow these tips, they are really going to help you, and I can't wait to celebrate with you, because you are going to get that job. Just make sure that you do the needful. And yes, that reminds me, we're starting a series very soon for those that are planning to relocate to the UK, to the USA, and to Canada. All right, so I'll be also be bringing people on board, people that are beneficiaries of all these things, people that also have understanding of these things. So I don't just want to speak from what I know and have experience in, but I'm going to be bringing people from those countries also to share, even though the top secrets that people don't want to share. So make sure that you're subscribed to this channel, make sure that you are locked onto this channel, and make sure you share with your friends. Tell your friends to subscribe to my channel if they are looking forward to relocate soon. All right, and I hope that you got value from this video on how to write a UK CV format, and watch out for the next one, that is how to write an American CV format. So make sure that you don't miss this series. It's really going to help you. And for my Canada people, don't worry, I got you. I'm also going to talk about how to write a Canadian CV format. And if you have any other countries that you like me to talk about, just comment below, feel free, and make sure that you do the needful. All right, I wish you all the best. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I want the best for you. Bye.